Home prices are on the rise. According to the latest reading of the Case-Shiller Index, the seasonally adjusted national average seeing a 6% rise year over year and a 0.4% rise in the past month. Now, this comes as the housing market struggles with an inventory shortage and high mortgage rates. And while both are making it difficult for Americans to buy homes, your credit score is also a very significant factor. It predetermines what banks and lending institutions commonly refer to as worthiness. So let's bring in Yahoo Finance's Molly Moorhead to tell us more. Molly, first and foremost, we got to begin there. How are consumer credit scores tied to mortgage rates?
So your credit score is one of the key things a mortgage lender is going to look at when you apply for a loan. And it tells them how good of a risk you are for lending money to. And your credit score is essentially a snapshot of how you've managed debt in the past. And that can tell them how you're going to do managing it in the future. And it includes things like your record of on-time payments, your length of your credit history, meaning did you just take out your first credit card last year, or have you bought cars before and paid off loans and shown that you can manage that debt? And generally, the higher your credit score goes all the way up to 850, the better the rate you're going to qualify for. So it makes a very big difference when you apply for a mortgage.
So what can people do to improve their credit score and make sure that they're getting more favorable rates when they go to apply for a mortgage, or if they're just trying to make sure that they can make a car payment even in the future?
There's a lot you can do, but I'll say this, it's not easy and it doesn't happen fast. But the two biggest things you can do are pay your bills on time. Late payments really ding your credit score. And then the second thing is just to pay down debt. I know that's easier said than done, but if you have a number of credit cards with a low balance, pick one, focus on it, throw all the money you can at it until it's paid off, and then move on to the next one. And so paying off debt really makes a big difference, and you'll see it over time reflected in your credit score.
Credit score aside, other factors that go into mortgage rates more broadly?
Lots of stuff. Your debt to income ratio is another big one, and that's essentially your total debt divided by your income. And it shows lenders how much money you have left over that you can put toward a mortgage payment. It's expressed as a percentage, and you want to keep it in the low 30s if you can. And then they look at other things like how much money you're trying to borrow. Median home prices, as we know, are higher, 450,000. How much money can you put down? That also is a good sign to a lender. And then things like the terms of the loan. Is it a 30-year? Is it a 15-year? So those are outside of your control. But your credit history, your credit score, your managing your own debt, much more in your control for getting a better rate.
All right. Very important to keep on the mind, especially when you're out there perhaps doing some of the seasonal home buying, engaging within this spring buying season. Molly, thanks so much for taking the time.
Thank you.